Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Lisa from the Lupus Society. We're just going to give it a couple more minutes. We know people are coming home from work, wrapping up dinner. So we'll give it like another 2 minutes and then we'll get started on tonight's presentation. All right, good evening, everyone. We're going to get started in just a minute here. I seem to not be able to find myself, my own image, but we'll get going. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Let me go here. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for logging on tonight. We're very excited for this presentation. I know it got postponed from the original. So why we postponed it is because we needed it to be great. So I know if anyone joined us in part 2, we had a little bit of some music issues. So to get this one going correctly, LaShon actually met with Dion and they did some pre-recording. So we are going to be watching some video. And then at the end, we're going to hop on for Q&A. So if you have comments or questions, please throw them in the chat and we'll get to them at the end of the presentation. I did want to mention before we get started about tonight's presentation. This event is an educational and informal purpose only and serves to benefit our mission. The Lupus Society of Illinois does not provide medical advice or recommendations. This information should not be substituted or replace medical expert care. Before making changes to your medical care, consult your qualified healthcare professional familiar with your medical condition and health status. This will be archived on our website along with YouTube and obviously on Facebook. So relax, sit back, and we're really excited to show you this. So I'm going to start the video now. And again, like I mentioned, feel free to add some comments. But I did first want to also, before we start, just really thank LaShon Gurrola and Dion Langley for all their hard work and really trying something new. We're very excited about this topic. And I think it'll be useful to you guys. And I know hearing the music is very relaxing and comforting to me as well. So thank you so much. And I'll be back on in a little bit.
Help solve some of our problems and issues, just sitting back and kind of waiting for concept of medicine and music came from a conversation that Dion and I had together where we talked about ways to explore that further. So as we delve into session 3 of 5, so we have 2 more left next night. But thank you guys for joining us, and thank you LSI for giving us a platform to do something different and unique in the lupus community.
Hi, so my first question is for Dion. Music engagement, what is that? Can you explain?
Yes, music engagement. Music engagement is very, very powerful. Music engagement can be active or non-active. Active would be someone like myself who's actually a professional drummer and, who's active in music, doing music on stage. Not just about drums. It can be singing, playing guitar, any type of musical instrument, any type of musical talent, giving your energy and putting your whole body into music engagement as the active side. Non-active side is just you being around it, listening to it, at home, relaxing, maybe just winding down. A lot of people like to light the candles, cut the music on, and relax. So LaShon is very good at getting her wind down time in and just music therapy. So again, you have the active side and then you have the non-active side. So I'm more so active. So, but there's also great therapy for the non-active as well. Whatever style music you love, whether it's jazz, classic, R&B, gospel, rock, it's all part of therapy. So you have the active and then the non-active.
So I'm gonna piggyback a little bit on Dion. I am a passive. Any choir would kick me out. So I'm not an active music person, but passive. I do love my smooth jazz, my old school R&B, whatever genre you're into. A couple of weeks ago, some of you might have seen this. I went to a Kim concert, and I posted. And during this whole thing, I was saying, this is my music medicine. This is my music medicine. So Dion and I, we have different verbiage. He just said to you guys, music therapy. So there is a such thing as music therapy, and there is a such thing as music medicine. So the biggest difference is that with music therapy, a licensed musical therapist has to be participating in that session for it to be called music therapy. So most of us who use music to decrease our anxiety or to wind down, or for healing, is termed music medicine. So that is a real word. You can Google it, you can look it up, you can, find it, but music medicine. So tonight, if you hear us interchange that, just know that for me, I'm speaking mostly of music medicine.
LaShon, what are some of the benefits of music engagement, or use of music for improvements in health outcome?
That's a great question, Lisa. So as we talk about benefits of music engagement and health outcomes, I want to first take the back end of that and just tell you what health outcomes mean. So when we talk about health outcomes, that is subjective to that person. So it really is the way that they view their health status, the way they feel about it, and how they're doing. Are they stable? Are they unstable? And the quality of life, that's an important piece. It's about quality of life. So when we talk about music engagement and ways that our health outcome can be benefited from it, my first thinking will come to our topic, which is physical healing and mental healing. So I'll jump in with physical. So when we think of physical, not only are we talking about signs and symptoms, but we are talking about trauma to the body, to the physical being. We're talking about injury, recovery time from surgery. Any of that can be physical. We're talking about emotional healing. And with that, we have trauma, a lot of trauma, abuse, trauma, post-traumatic stress. This is a little different than the regular topic of anxiety and depression. This is more, I'm thinking more of trauma on you and emotionally and mentally, and how engaging in music can help with that. So the physical being, we talked about the pain management and how music can be used as an adjunct to your pain therapy. And I should say with any of these things, I'm not recommending that anyone switches their routine, what their doctor has prescribed. We're basically just giving you an option or something you can add to that. And so a lot of physical things we have to recover from a car accident. You fell, you broke your leg, those trauma. The body needs to relax and be calm for healing to occur. So that is the way music engagement can help with that. A lot of times you're so focused on, well, what's next and what's going to happen and how long is this going to take and what the doctor's going to say. We're so worked up emotionally and mentally that we can't allow our body that space to heal. So that's where I think music engagement can come in.
Earlier, LaShon touched base on toddlers and how they use music to develop language and motor skills. So I just wanted to share a little bit. I do have a 2-year-old daughter, Chloe, and music is a huge part of our daily routine with her. It started actually during my pregnancy in the womb, playing different music throughout our house and day and me singing. And then really using music throughout her day. Around 6 months old, we started her in a music class. So basically we were able to learn a lot more childhood songs. She loves if there's a little, dance or signing throughout the song as well. But we've seen huge development in her learning to love language and really using music medicine as a tool to help her develop. With lupus, Dion, how do you see music medicine incorporated into your treatment plan?
It's certain medications that they may prescribe me prior to that didn't sit well with me, or it probably didn't, my body didn't react to it the way I felt that was comfortable for me. So, you had that conversation and you say, hey, I don't think that, I'm going to try this, maybe cut the dosage or something, or it was one lupus medicine that, oh man, they gave me this, it was like 25 milligrams, and man, he gave me that joke, I couldn't even move, I was dizzy, yeah, and I had to call, hey, look, can you cut it back in half? And so we had to find that little thin line, that little fine line on what works and what doesn't work. Because a lot of times they prescribe and they doing their job and they know what they're doing, but just like you say, you being a patient, you being who you are, you know your body, you know what you can take, what you can handle.
On both sides. So I'm a patient with lupus, and I'm a provider, patient-provider. Why do I feel it's important to try adjuncts or alternative things in our treatment plan? And again, not giving advice to stop your medical treatment. Not, absolutely not. But I think it is important because we're all individualized, okay? And I know a lot of people want to try different things. I don't recommend just stopping your medications. So I'd rather see someone, including myself, add something like music medicine or add something like aromatherapy in addition to what I'm doing, and then speak with my provider like, hey, I think I want to start cutting back on this, and because I'm seeing some benefits with this. Or maybe you're not seeing benefits, but I think it's important to try, because we have many socioeconomic barriers and factors. Everybody's situation is different. Sometimes cost can be an issue. Sometimes side effects can be an issue. Sometimes you may have a certain job in a certain field where some things you want to try, you're unable to. I think it's important to find what fits you and what works for you. And that's my take on that question. Why it's important to try. I think a lot of us in the lupus community, we don't have all the answers. We still don't have the answer of where does lupus come from, what causes this. It's many factors. It's genetic, it's environmental, it's hormonal, it's this, it's that. So when we're seeking answers and we're seeking to be able to have some control over what we can do to improve our health outcomes, to improve our quality of life, I think very well we should, find it important to try to implement some things that we feel help us.
With lupus, Dion, how do you see music medicine incorporated into your treatment plan?
I go to my primary care, my rheumatologist.
Okay.
I have a cardiologist because lupus affects my heart. So with that being said, music is definitely added into my care, into my therapy and my whole plan. I feel like when I wasn't being around music, and 90% of my day is me being some type of music, whether I'm drumming, studio time, rehearsals.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed when my last 3 or 4 doctor's reports have probably been the best reports I've had.
Okay.
And it's because I'm in a stress-free environment. The times where I was in the hospital, it's because I was stressed. I was in situations or around an environment that wasn't healthy towards me, healthy towards my body. I'm around music probably 99.9% of the time now, and that's therapy for me. Like it's my safe spot. I'm happy. I'm doing what I love doing, and it's not stressful. So now my health is reflecting what I'm doing.
Question for you.
Okay.
We just got through talking about the could medicine, music medicine be negative.
Okay.
So music is twofold for you. It is your career.
That's it.
It is part of your treatment plan. And 99.5% of the time,
Yes.
you're engaged in music.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that the engagement is pulling you from other things? In a negative way.
Right. Well, it can be a yes/no thing. I know when I first got full-time being a drummer and
Mm-hmm.
touring, it was hard for me to balance. And I believe, I mentioned that to you a while ago.
Yes, that's why I brought this up.
Yeah, it's like
you
it's like,
got
like
trouble
right.
balancing.
I wasn't great at balancing at all. But my love circle, okay, I put it like the ones that know me, the ones that my love circle, my kids, my family, my close knit friends. They understand my drive, my goal. They understand what I'm trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
They respect that. They accommodate well. They adjust well.
Okay.
Now, at the end of the day, I still have to be mindful.
Yeah.
I'm a father first.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I love it, but I'm a father first, and that always comes first. So I book my schedule based on what my kids have going on.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Like, and I actually this week I actually had a gig, but I canceled it because my son got his basketball game.
Yeah.
I'm not missing this game.
Yes.
They can get somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So again, I've learned to balance, but I'm just so blessed and fortunate that I have a love circle that understands the drive, and understands where I'm trying to get to, and they support. And it's about support system is everything. So I think you have a support system that understands what you do, and everything balances out here.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for answering. I
No
mean, I
problem.
didn't want to get too personal.
Oh
but-
no, it's not. It's there, but because again,
You wanna
I was horrible. Like I suck at emails. I suck at yeah. So So again,
Yeah.
right. So again, but
So negative
right.
effects.
That's it. Yeah, the
You
negative. Right, the negative. But I'm trying to balance. I'm trying to balance. But again, it all. Everyone know when it comes to me, music is my passion.
Yes.
And I'm able to do what I do today because people don't even know I have lupus unless I tell them or unless they see my shirt. But I'm thankful that I'm able to do what I do because it keeps me from just being in that negative place and that negative mindset.
I can appreciate that.
That's it.
Dion, vibroacoustic music therapy. What is it and how is it used?
Vibroacoustic therapy. That's a therapy that I wasn't too familiar with until me and LaShon had a conversation about it. Yeah. But it's a therapy where they actually have you padded or like in some type of isolation, and you feel vibration.
Right. So
It's like a vibration that comes across, right? Comes
through
across your body, through the body, and that's actually, and I'm not sure how strong that is, but it was saying it was like 30 megahertz or something, like 30 hertz or something.
And is that a lot? Because I don't know.
It depends on what part of the body. I think and for like the ears, or if you see, it's a different sensitivity. So again, being on different parts of the body,
They recommended therapy to start at 30.
Right, that may vary. Right,
Hertz.
right. That may vary. So again, I'm used to the ears. And just have, but to have the whole
But
body.
this is like you lay down when you sit in
Yeah.
a chair and you have the speakers
Right, and the speakers just
around your body,
Right.
and it's usually prescribed for a length of time, so 30 minutes, no more than an hour,
Right.
2 to 3 times a week, and that's going to be a trained professional.
I think it's interesting because I mean, you have certain songs that probably have a higher megahertz, so it can kind of feel like a massage. You know what I'm saying? I'm just wondering, it probably can go like that. So that's very interesting.
We could pick
That's
our
very
music.
good. That's it, right?
So we talked about anesthesia using music
Right.
when they put you under in that first segment, and so in my last procedure, I said I want to hear some not Teddy Pendergrass. It was Barry White and the anesthesia. I said, "You got Barry White?" He says, "I do have Barry White." I said, "That's what I want to go down to, and I want to come up on some Luther. So put me down to Barry and bring me up with Luther." And so this is the kind of music I like. But that just goes to show you, even healthcare professionals are tying this into. They're still going to give you the anesthesia. They're still going to start the IV. They're still going to sedate you. They're still going to pop propofol in there to put you down. But they're using the music medicine as an adjunct. So this is why it's right for the lupus, with our pain, fatigue, cycle with stress, pain, fatigue, depression, the cycle. This is good stuff.
LaShon, can music medicine be negative? If so, in what way?
And a negative message.
Okay, I can't say that I disagree. But of course, you bring the music side, I'm bringing the medicine side. So my view is this. Anything that's good can be used too much, right? So can medicine music be negative? I'm going to say in some rare instances. And one would be when you socially isolate, because that's all you do is the music. So say somebody healing from, we just talked about emotional healing. So imagine this 11-year-old girl who may have gone through some trauma, and she uses music as her safe space, and that's okay. But if that use of music,
What she listening to?
the music is a nice calming, but she's only willing to do the music, and will shun away and shy away from other people.
Okay.
So in essence, you're healing, but you're also isolating yourself.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. With her isolation,
Yes.
and she's healing because that's her safe space. But I don't know. I'm just wondering if what she's listening to negative in her ears. So is that helping? or not.
Well-
It depends on what she's listening to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
right.
in this hypothetical, this is going to be some positive
Okay.
music.
Got you. Okay.
So
That's
a couple of steps up from a lullaby.
Okay, got it. Okay, I got it.
Nothing vulgar, nothing.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, I'm with you.
What the teens may be off into
I got
right now, but it's just that if we, it's almost if you stay inside the house, you have a fear of light, and you stay inside every day, all day.
Got
You don't go to the store, so you get dysfunctional because you found this one thing you're coping.
Right. It's comfortable. Right.
Is comfortable, and
right.
you are afraid to then leave out of that comfort.
There you go.
So in that sense, it could be negative.
Okay.
And so really with that, you just want to try to engage and reintroduce interaction with people that this kid could trust.
I got you.
Parental, siblings, family first.
Right.
They may not be ready to go off to the Girl Scout camp
Right.
because they've
Just
been
small
through this
stuff. Right.
trauma.
Right. Small stuff.
But we don't want people to isolate.
Gotcha.
That
Makes
would be a negative way. But outside of that, I think music medicine is great.
Makes
A
sense.
great-
All right. Well, thank you,
Hey,
everyone. So yeah, me and LaShon are now on live, and we'd like to answer any questions, any feedback or comments. Throw them in the chat.
it
LaShon,
turned out really, really well. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and it did turn out really well. And I thought the music was really
It was
great
great.
and relaxing.
It was
And
great.
it's like, I don't think anyone wants to see my face now. They want to hear the more music.
Well, that's where Dion comes in. I wish I
Yes.
could do that part for you. I'm glad that the music quality was. I mean, hey, that's why I went there to the studio. So I wanted to make a good session. So I'm happy with the turnouts, with the results.
Good. So yeah, if anyone has a question or comment, throw it in the chat. Um, LaShon, did you want to add anything? I know.
You know, as you guys saw, we kind of did these from two separate locations. Obviously, Lisa was at one place asking a question. We were at the studio trying to answer. And I thought I forgot to um, piggyback off your comment about Chloe and how music helps develop language and fine motor skills in young children. But then as they age at school, and at school age, they kind of use music more for socialization interest, like joining the band, joining the choir. And then those teenagers kind of swing back to using it as a social parties, going out, social activities, and then you find that in the older adults as well. I
One
think
thing,
that's what I really wanted to say. Yeah.
yeah, this has not anything to do with this presentation, but I will tell you, I went to high school in the 90s, and the other day we had some 90s music on, and I was like, it really just relaxed me. And I was like, this is my groove. And I was like, I like the music, I think, more now than when it was in the 90s.
But it does have to do with the topic because we're talking about, okay, so of course lupus is the main disease process that we're interested in, but this it carries across different medical complexities, as simple as anxiety, depression, lupus pain, sickle cell pain, is relaxation for even just every day. You don't even have to have a chronic illness or disease just to want to relax and decompress and to steady your mood. So the whole idea here was to just give lupus patients other options to complement the care that they're getting from their providers, their specialists, their primary care. Yeah,
All right. Well, there's a lot of thank yous in the chat. I don't see any questions.
that's fine.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to add, LaShawn?
No, I mean, I'm totally exhausted as usual, but 10-hour drive down to Mississippi for the funeral, so I'm a little fatigued. And it's things like this where I'll like tonight maybe try to use some music to relax me so I don't like I'm already over fatigued, over exerted myself. So I already know what that can do to my body and prepare for the lupus drama to start in a couple of days. So I'm gonna try to center myself and relax so I don't just spiral down. Yeah.
We did get a question. It says, how many of you listen to some music every day?
Every single day I do. Every day. Every day I have some music incorporated. So it could be various times, like in the morning getting ready for work. I throw some tunes on as I love listening to music when I'm doing housework, house chores, cleaning. And when I need to wind down and relax, I kind of use it as a sleep hygiene. So that's a fancy word now, sleep hygiene, is in developing a sleeping routine. So I've incorporated music into my sleep hygiene, which means after you shower, you brush your teeth, you might, read a little bit and listen to a little music, say your prayers, and then, go to bed. So just getting into that habit of adding it in, incorporating a little bit, even driving. Everybody listens to music driving to work or school or wherever they go. So yeah, I can see music every day, all day.
Um, there's a question. When is the next live event? So, can you give us a little preview of what part 4 is going to be?
Who asked that question? I can't see the names, but part
Joseph?
4, I have. Who was that?
Joseph?
That's my brother. I'm thinking part 4 to Lisa. I gotta talk with Dion, but I'm really thinking to have covered part four, and you covered part five. Part four, I really want to find a music therapist that can come and speak with me in dialogue and with you. So I see that for session four. I'm going to try and pull it off. Fingers crossed. But session five should be Dion's journey and how he uses music to cope with his lupus, and how that has opened up a different dynamic for him in dealing with his lupus.
All right. Oh, look, Dr. Jolly even plays music to calm down her puppy.
Dr. Jolly, that baby she got, that new baby. Yes. What kind of music does your baby like, Dr. Jolly? I can't wait to hear this one. Maybe she'll type it in the chat.
Yes. And I kind of want to see a picture of this dog, this puppy. So it looks like, yes, everyone that has commented is listening to music every day. Jazz is playing a lot when they get off work, that they're switching
Can
to
you hear
music.
me?
Yes.
Well, if you can hear me, that's fine. I lost you.
Oh, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Very faintly.
Oh, no. Well, we got a question. Oh, Dr. Jolly's dog likes Beethoven.
Whoa. The smart
And
music.
yes, we got a question from Kimberly. Is there a different benefit from listening to music versus actual playing an instrument? I am a flutist and I do feel that I enjoy both listening and playing with different benefits.
You know, from the research that I read, I can't say that it is a benefit one or the other. Just one is more inactive or passive. As Deanna and I spoke between the differences, I'm a passive with music medicine because I listen to it. Where he's active, he plays it. So I think we both, get benefits from it. I can't say that necessarily that one you get more benefit than the other. I think it's going to depend if you are an artist or if you are a person that is active with playing or singing, that may give you the same benefits as me who just enjoys listening.
All right. Yeah, I think I agree. I'm not a musician either, so I don't know that experience, but I do enjoy listening to music. So all right. Well, I think that is it for tonight. I do want to give one more shout out to LaShon for doing an incredible job, and to Dion. We're so happy we were able to hear the music very clear, and it was wonderful. So we definitely really appreciate that. Um, I am gonna. I can't log off without plugging my next upcoming event. I know. I hope everyone joins. It's with a dermatologist over at Northwestern. Oh,
The
sorry.
Lupus
But
Love,
first,
yes.
I have to talk about Lupus Love. Sorry. Lupus Love. Let me pull up that slide real quick. So, if you have not participated, you need to log into this event. It is February 12th on Zoom. It is the 5th annual. I have been on all 4. I've talked, I've listened. It's very enjoyable. It's very honest. It's open, talking about relationships with people with lupus or other autoimmune diseases. LaShon does an incredible job. She partners with Emmett, who I think everyone knows Emmett, but he's wonderful as well. LaShon, anything else you want to give a sneak peek on this one?
We usually have Dr. Jolly, but this year she will be, I believe, otherwise engaged. But sneak preview. I will give you this sneak preview. Last year we had a young lady speak, and everybody was so compelled by her story. We're going to have an update. Her name was Lisa, and she spoke about living with ALS, and you will want to be tuned in for the updates. And of course, we have some special couples that we always have on that gives. I love having the men talk. I love having the men share and get their perspective. And it's a learning opportunity.
Yes, and Emmett's on tonight. So Emmett, thank you. I will definitely be on the 12th to participate as well in this. Oh yes, Dr. Jolly will be in India at her mom's 85th birthday. So happy birthday to Dr. Jolly's mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
But everybody wants her slides. So I will get the slides for you guys.
There you go. We'll get Dr. Jolly's slides. And then LSI has an event the following week. That was what I was going to start talking about on with a dermatologist from Northwestern. This will be a Zoom event. So if you're interested, I've heard really good things. I know LaShon's heard his presentation before. So we're very excited to have him do this presentation as well. So it's on cutaneous lupus. So he's a dermatologist, a researcher. And so he's going to talk to us about that. And then the last thing is our LSI Associate Board is going to do on May 10th, Lupus Awareness Day. They are going to all be at the Chicago Fire Game at 1:30 p.m. And we're selling tickets for that as a fundraiser. So if anyone lives in the Chicagoland area, we hope you can join that event as well. And I think that's all I have, LaShon. If you want to add anything else or.
No, that's it for me. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, LaShon. Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night. I'll be thinking of you this weekend, LaShon. Love to you and your family. All right, thank you. Have a good night.